The final book of the Bible, sometimes referred to as the Apocalypse, it is the revelation of Jesus Christ, written by the writer John. You see that he is on the island of Patmos, likely, certainly at the end of the first century, and likely at the very tail end, probably 10 or so years after the other things that you have written from John. In this work, you see many things continually pointing to Christ, many scenes of heaven, but starting off, you see this great vision of the one that, of course, the revelation is coming from, that of Jesus Christ. There's a great and specific glorified description of Jesus Christ standing in the middle of 7 lamps. You see the word going forth to 7 churches, and all that would progress. This specific word is certainly to those 7 churches, but cyclically to the church at large. Throughout time, throughout history, of course, big picture, this is looking from the entirety of understanding the gospel of Jesus Christ all the way until all things are made right. Creation is totally made new. Christ returns at the final time, and you see absolute glory being brought back to God's people, back to all that was ever made, and things set right. So you see a variation of different things that transpire. These come across as 7 different seals, 7 different trumpets, and 7 different bowls that are poured out. And all this takes place within a scroll of God's plan. One of the high points of the entire book is certainly when no one is found worthy of opening the scroll. The Lamb steps forth, of course, Jesus himself, who is the only one who can open the scroll to see these things play out. Of course, there is much imagery within the book. The writer never directly quotes any other scripture, and constantly throughout refers to scripture, be it some of the original passages in the salvation storyline, or that of the Psalms, or many prophecies that are constantly referred to throughout, much of Daniel, but as well the other prophets. And you see the constant back and forth, almost very plague-like things that are happening to the world. In some sense, the forces of hell, and then eventually God's wrath itself going forth. Ultimately, this finality comes in Babylon, who typifies all that is wrong with creation, being brought down, being finally destroyed. This great antichrist and false prophet figures being cast into the lake of fire, and through various times that come forth after Jesus' return, be it a millennium, be it a final time of deception where the dragon gathers the 4 corners for the great Gogg and Magog battle. All these things eventually, of course, come to a conclusion, and Jesus himself is exalted, the right place of honor, in full finality. New Jerusalem comes to earth, back to kind of this perfection, realized civilization of what was the original garden in the beginning. Of course, all of this is to set our expectation, our understanding, our hope, to continue to watch for Christ's return. The entire scripture points to this, and certainly the way things end off are to encourage us to continue to study, to show ourselves approved, to not get caught up on all the issues and pitfalls of life, the deception that can come our way, the many distractions. This can come in a number of different forms. So the way the book ends, the way the Bible itself ends, all these things kind of come with a complete finality and succinctness to the canon. Pray that the trip through the entire Word has been encouraging as you look through various means. Thank God that all these are blessings within the church that we're allowed to experience in this time that we live in. Bless y'all.